So we are going to be discussing the term project, and for the term project, we'd be using Revit, and on Revit, we'd be generating a 2 or 3 story single story family, a 2, 3 or single family home. And there are certain requirements for the model, which has been described in your term project list, uh, which is essentially it needs to be at least 3,000 square feet and should have at least 5 bedrooms. It should have the 5 bedrooms must be differentiated as guest bedroom, master bedroom, and additional required bedrooms, along with restrooms and baths, kitchen, living room, and dining room. And it should include a laundry area or a study and computer room. And in this model, you're also supposed to have furniture, cars, and trees for a realistic model. And the deliverables would include floor plans, 3D view, cross-sectional view, elevation views, and indoor and outdoor rendered camera views. Um, so I'm going to start by showing you how you can generate a model, but essentially show you first what a completed model looks like. So let me share my Revit screen. So this is a 3,000 square feet residential floor plan that I generated. And so if I were to take the 3D model of this particular project, it's a 2-story home, which has all the requirements as is necessary, as is told in your term project. And for that, essentially, I have laid out the different floor plans. So do you already have a brief of how to get started with Revit, all of y'all? Thanks, Lily. So yeah, so essentially what I've done is in level 1, I have drawn out the floor plans, and for that, to draw any wall or to build any layout in general, you're going to use the architecture tab and then essentially build out walls, doors, and windows. So what I have done here is this is all walls that has been generated using basic masonry wall. So when I go to architecture, I go to wall and architecture. And in that, I usually go to the properties panel. And then you can choose to build the wall using generic 8-inch masonry. And anywhere you add a wall, that wall automatically gets built. So there are these standard measurements that you can follow. For example, in this reference, the study room is a 12 by 18 feet room. The formal living is a 14 feet by 18 feet rooms. And then I also have a stair area in here with the dining area on the side. So typically in single family homes, you have a garage right in the front, closer to your entrance. So that's the layout I have followed. So one way to get a layout is you can take references from sites like Redfin, Zillow. They typically have layouts that you can use, and then you can start to build them out. And then you can create your spaces or segregate your spaces using doors and windows. So, for example, if I have to create a window and a door for this matter, so this is, let's say this is a particular room. And if I have to add a window onto this, all I have to do is go to Windows and I'm going to choose what is the window that I require. If your window has not already been loaded, you just have to go to Edit Type and then Load, and then it'll automatically take you to your Revit library. So whatever is your Revit library, you're supposed to choose English Imperial. And then from there, you can choose whichever is the window type that you want For example, this is a double horizontal, this is double vertical, triple horizontal. So I chose that, and then I have loaded all of that, and I press OK. So once I have that, I can just use that window, and I'm going to add that on this particular wall. You can add the same thing here as well. So you will see that the window has been added when you check your 3D model in the front. So essentially this window has been added. So this is the particular window that we just added, and the other window that we have added is again on this side as well. So this is essentially where you add windows. Now, even for components of sorts like the furniture that you require in a living room, or let's say the furniture that you require in the study area, you're going to still use the same components. And for that, um, for example, this is a desk table. So to change the orientation, you can keep clicking on the space tab like this. So now this automatically switches the orientation. So if I keep clicking the space bar, it switches the orientation like this. So let's say I want to place it like this, and then um, this is not exactly how I have it. So let's see. You can always go back to level 1 and then remove this and flip the direction of whatever is required. Same is the case with any other component like chairs. You can put a space bar, and I can try to add extra chairs like this. Another chair like this. Then now there has been 2 chairs that are added. Now to add a door, you can go to doors and you can choose what is the kind of door that you want. If it's an interior door, glass door that you want to add, you can just choose a particular kind of door here. And again, to switch the orientation, you just have to move from one wall to the other. So once that is added, you will see that this window has been added as well. So I've already set a view where you can see this door. So this is the door that we just added. So essentially, adding components is something that you can add from this tab by placing a component. And if there's something that you can't find, you can always go to load and try to load it from there. So here you have furniture. Um, so if you go to furniture, you'll get tables, storage, seating, beds, different kind of elements that you require in an interior space, and you can keep adding that. And once that has been added, you can move it around. Uh, for example, if I want to move this, all I have to do is just click and then use the arrow keys to bring them forward, or you can use the opposite side to drag it back. You can do the same thing here as well. You can move it forward, you can move it backward, depending on where you want to place it. And then the same thing for any particular furniture in general. So once you have the basic layout of your floor plan left, done, you can just keep adding furniture to make the layout more complete. So in this layout, as you can see, I've incorporated one bedroom in this floor, but in level 2, I have all the other bedrooms. So I have another bedroom here. I have a guest bedroom here. I have a primary bedroom here. and I have a kid's bedroom and another bedroom here. So totally the requirement is of 5 rooms, and I have those 5 rooms in here. And in addition to that, we also have a balcony. So if you see the back side of the, so see that the balcony has also been incorporated here. And so essentially that's the requirement. That's how you complete the requirement, is making sure that you have the layout and you have all the spaces that is required. And then in addition to that, you also have to add furniture and other features that completes the layout. Um, does anyone have any question on what the deliverables are? Does anyone have any other questions in Revit in general? Give me a second. I'm going to share the sheets as well. So anytime you want to see a space in general and take the views of that particular space, all you have to do is go to views and then take the 3D. You have to make sure that you're on a particular level, and then take the camera and you can place the camera to see what each of it looks like. So So now when I take the bedroom view, I can change the visual style to realistic, and you will see the bed with what the walls look like and everything. So also added side tables, and I've added a bed, so that's also seen in the 3D view. And then on the sheets, how you would essentially set the sheet is basically um, you need to have both the levels of floor plan on either side next to each other. So this is level 1 and level 2. And then you can have two sections right above it. So here you have one section, and you can keep either another section here, or you can keep an elevation here as well. And then in the next sheet that you're having, you can have up to 4 sheets. And in each of the sheet, you can separate out what you're going to put into that sheet. So in this sheet, I have one exterior overall view. But if you see, each of this is a different kind of view, like the different viewports have been set. And then this has a couple of interior views, and this has one exterior view. So this is essentially how you're going to set your views. All the elevations, I've put them together here along with the site plan on the third sheet. So you can choose to put the elevations and the sections in a way that you think is the most legible in the sheet. So, for example, I have set it in such a way that each of this is clearly visible, and another person reading the drawing can read it. And then the same thing applies to the sheet as well. So you can rename the view by, you can also rename the view to a particular bedroom name and a living room areas as well, so that it's more legible for the person reading it. Does anyone have any questions on this? Yeah, so this session has been recorded. If anyone has any questions regarding how you need to submit your term project, you can leave a message to me or an email to me. The term project is due on 12th of next month. In case you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the chat box, or you can send me an email at this in this email ID that I've just put in the chat box. It would be turned in via PDF. You have to upload this to the your Canvas. So essentially, everyone just turning in their project, make sure that you have all of these requirements taken care of. Make sure that you have a minimum of 3,000 square feet. Then you have at least 5 bedrooms, and each of the bedrooms have a bed and side tables. You can also add bathroom fixtures like toilet, vanity, etc. You can also have the laundry area wherein you can place the washer dryer system. So adding on each details, more details to each of these spaces give you more credits. And then you have two submissions. One, you also have to upload the Revit file that you're working on, and you have to add your PDF presentation that has all of these, which is the floor plan with legend for each of the level. You need to have the 3D area view, which essentially is the overall 3D model view. You need to have a cross-sectional view, which is all the sections, all the elevations, and then you also need to have indoor and outdoor rendered camera views. So all of this needs to be set into 3 or 4 sheets and uploaded along with your Revit file that needs to be submitted as well. Any other questions before we wind up the session?